Today we're going to talk about something very serious. No, I'm not talking about tweaker pads. We need to have a serious conversation, brothers, my sisters. We need to have a serious talk right now because being hit is not love. Running back to someone who abuses you is not love. I understand we're talking about narcissist manipulation, love bombing, devaluation, and all the trauma that comes with that. I'm looking at you borderlines too. You cause a lot of shit. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Please remember to subscribe, hit the like button. Please come back, check out my other videos and my live streams. We have a lot of fun on those. When it comes down to being abused, eventually you've got to pick yourself up. If your life is being threatened, if you're being stalked by an effeminate, hoovering hobgoblin, a man with insecurities so deep, he is a mommy issue. A dude with such a feeling of self-worth that he has to put his hands on a woman. A narcissist. I used to call narcissists demons in the past, but to be honest with you, I think they're like Satan's ball hairs. Calling them demons is just giving them a little too much credit. When you're dealing with a narcissistic man, has no control over his fifis, bleeding feelings all over the place, stalking up and down the street, back and forth, beating the crap out of a chick, speeding off in the middle of the night, coming back because he thinks he's tough, talking trash to kids, throwing rocks, no emotional regulation whatsoever, and none of it is his fault. It's the most spectacularly terrored part of this entire thing, is that a narc doesn't take responsibility for his actions. He's hitting that woman he has every right to. And he's cheating on her. Oh no, he's not doing that, she is. Imagine the kids involved. And if you're a woman or a man staying in a physically abusive situation, you do not love yourself. And you most especially do not love your children. Imagine little Timmy or little Brooke coming into a room, not only seeing mommy thrusting behind a naked narc. Narc dudes are gay, y'all. I don't, it's what it is. They gay. But seeing mommy being put up with, being lied to, the narc's friends constantly talking down to her, jumping on her car, beating on her windshield, stealing her stuff, kicking her out. Imagine how many times mommy has to run out of a house in the middle of the night to have a friend come and pick them up because of the domestic violence that's going on. You don't love your kids. You are teaching your children what the culture of love is. And if you are allowing yourself to be beat up by an effeminate, lip-wristed, need for control with so many insecurities, he's stalking you, not letting you breathe, won't let you have friends, won't let you be around nobody. What kind of message are you giving to your children? Well, mommy gets hit and cheated on and beaten. Well, daddy gets talked down to, devalued, and treated like crap by a woman. This must be what love is. It's a cycle of generational trauma that began in your childhoods. If you're putting up with this, most especially with the narc, but the difference between us and a narcissist is that we can reflect, we can introspect, we can look at ourselves and fix ourselves. BPD, go to therapy. Borderline, I'm not messing around. You're screwing us all up. The brothers are in distress. I don't care what the situation is, honestly. I don't care if it's a narcissist and a borderline, a narcissist and a narcissist. And any man who defends a dude putting his hands on a woman or has to smear anyone who's pointing out the fact that domestic violence is wrong, that dude is a woman beater. We are talking small dick energy. That's what we call this. If you have to put your hands on a woman, that's small dick energy. You are not tough. You are not a man. You are not intimidating. Nothing you say means a damn word. You are worth being dueled. You are worth being put 6 feet under. If you're a woman who's putting up with that, most especially if there are kids involved, if you are supposed to be the one that's nurturing and protecting your children, but you keep running back to a stalking, hoovering hobgoblin, effeminate, limp-wristed, closet gay, control freak who's stalking you, if you go back to that, you have slag energy, all right? There is no reason, no rhyme, no excuse. If you stay in an abusive situation, you are hurting yourself. And if there are children involved, you are hurting them. You are not healing. You are not on a better path. You most especially don't have boundaries. You are not looking out for yourself. You don't love yourself. If you don't love yourself, at least love your kids for God's sake. Narcissists are liars. They're worms. They're scum. They're not demons. They're Satan's taint. There is no excuse for allowing yourself to stay in a situation like that. None. My brothers out there, I understand you might be getting a little triggered if you're dealing with an abusive woman and you had to protect yourself. There's a difference between having to protect yourself from an aggressor, but understand you're dealing with a woman. You are stronger than that woman. You have better muscle mass, denser bones. You're naturally stronger. Like, when you're a narc slayer beating up a narcissist, you've got to understand that narcissist is weak. They are a woman. They're gonna bite you. They may have a dong, but that small dick energy, and you must control yourself. The reason I'm a little emotional about this and bringing it up is because I saw it. A borderline brought a narcissist over to my house. Please check out my live stream, Dragon Stream episode 3. I beat up a narcissist. Got the whole story there. Narcissists, let's have a talk about narcissists. Narcissists will use every excuse that they can while they're carrying a drill in their pocket, beating up a woman in the middle of the street, peeling wheels, throwing rocks at kids. They will make any excuse whatsoever. Any other than taking accountability for being the piece of trash that they are. Any excuse. Understand when you're dealing with an habitual liar, someone who lives in a warped world. All right, that they're not living in reality. Like the fact that a habitual liar can even come into a stream, possibly come into the chat, put out their name, knowing damn well they just got exposed for being a woman beater. It takes a lot, you know what I mean? That takes a lot. Like, it takes a lot for somebody like that to expose themselves, pissing their pants when they're approached by real men, just pissing their pants, knocked down, beat down, taken down. Have mercy. I have mercy. I have mercy. I have mercy. If someone like that ever comes back to my house, there will be no mercy. Cartilage is being broken. That's the difference between an erratic, effeminate male who hits women and throws rocks and has temper tantrums, and a man who has control over himself. And I watched this thing with a penis parade back and forth, up and down, lying, picking on kids, throwing rocks, acting like he had a gun when he held a drill in his pocket. I saw him choke and hit a woman before speeding off as if he was some type of tough guy. I saw a woman defending that, saying, "I love you," as this dude sped off. I saw a woman have to talk to the cops after the neighbors called because she just got laid out and say, "No, everything's fine, nothing's wrong." And then I watched this woman walk into my house and say, "I took my licks, everything's good." Blood on her face, welts on her face. No, nothing's good, all right? The children are not okay. Nothing is okay about that situation. And when Narc came back, Dragonstorm beat his ass. Don't let nobody lie to you about those versions of events. Should have never been in my life in the first place, but since it was, I got to see up close, firsthand, a man, at least a being purporting to be a man, hitting a woman, and that woman having, I don't know what it was, Stockholm syndrome, battered wife syndrome. I don't know what the syndrome is. Borderlines, go to therapy. The men are in distress. And to watch a person defending that behavior, to watch a person defending the toddler marching up and down the street, go rattling back and forth, just rattling off with no control over their emotions, making excuses for it. There is no excuse for it. I don't care if that man has NPD. I don't care if that man's a psycho. I don't care if that man is got severe mommy issues, all right, that causes him to love getting, strap-ons in the ass. I don't care who he is, his accomplishments, how many kids he got. I don't give a damn the situation. There is no excuse whatsoever. None for a man fist hitting, grabbing, choking a woman. No reason for it whatsoever. If you do that, if you are not protecting your life, protecting the life of another, or the life of a crazy bitch who's putting her own life in jeopardy, okay, let's be real, then you are a worm. Men, if you're dealing with a crazy woman who's cheating on you, all right, who's abusing you, who's hitting you, it is not your role as a man to be strong enough to put up with that. You should not be putting up with that. There is no excuse, rhyme, or reason for that. You are not proving your masculinity. I understand in today's age where the powers that be, the Illuminati, possible Hollywood and political types worshiping owls in a grove and, doing things to kids. In a society where our mainstream media is owned and blankets us to confuse our genders, confuse our gender roles, that it's a little difficult to understand, but it's not. It's really not. Listen to your heart, your connection to God and source. Listen to the morality within you. And if you don't have that, you need to go to therapy or, take a long walk off a short pier. There are those of us that can assist you with that should you decide to come back to the house. You should know innately that causing harm to another under the guise of love is not love. That is control. That is small dick energy. That is slag energy. You are neither giving nor accepting any type of love. You may not know what love is, and that's the biggest problem with narcs. The thing about a narcissist, they know they're lying. They know that they are lying every moment. They know that they are recreating events the moment they happen. They know that they are creating situations that's going to cause strife and trauma. They depend on people whom they can create an emotional irregularity within them and an instability. Those people continuing to put up with their abuse. I understand because I was in that cycle myself, and knowing your worth, pushing forward, and remembering all the bad stuff that's going on is what's going to save your life. You are not worth being cheated on. You are not worth being hit. You should not be left in bed at night. You should not be paying bills or taking care of someone's family who's not even taking care of themselves or you. If you are a man that puts your hands on a woman, you are slime. You are not a man. You are a worm. You're not even demon. You have encountered a wild bitch ass. And slags, if you're out there accepting being hit, if you have a choice between two men, if you have a choice between a good man who has a history of proving that he cares about you, that he loves you, if you have friends that are leaving your side because you keep choosing and running back to a dude who beats your ass, gives you STDs, keeps you on lockdown, uses money to control you, uses fear, stalks you, drives down the highway screaming crazy with your kid in the car. If you have to escape that man's house on a regular basis because you're getting your ass kicked, trust and believe. That is small dick energy. The sex ain't that good, baby. It's time to respect and love yourself. Take it from Walton. It's not the dick. It's the balls. Love yourself. Break away from that. And understand, gentlemen, ladies, if you're dealing with someone who's putting themselves through that situation, again, personality disorders don't matter. They don't love themselves. They don't love you. They don't love their kids. There is no saving them. You must walk away. You must cut them off. Anyone that is pulling you down energetically is not helping you manifest. You are creating your own barriers. Just like a loyal fool is creating their own barriers in life by staying with a narcissist or staying with a toxic person. These people are evil. They are worms. They do not deserve your love, time, attention, affection, respect, none of it. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Please remember to subscribe, hit the like button. I greatly appreciate you. Please come back, check out my other videos and my live streams. We have a lot of fun on those. I am Lodonis, Ravenwolf Dragonstorm, your seer and sage. Hail to all my fellow survivors and thrivers from narcissistic abuse. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and never again suffer them fools, especially if they're a woman-beaten piece of trash.